That's you in the negative. So how does it feel when I tell you that you're amazing? Because you are. You're incredible. How did it feel when I just told you then that you own the feelings that you want? Which you do, it's true. I'll give you the backup in a minute. How many of you are going to get on the phone when I'm finished with you today, ring someone and say, you can't believe this, I'm amazing. Heard this guy. I'm incredible. How many of you tomorrow night will be sitting at home with a little voice in your head, don't forget you're amazing. Go, yeah! Great, fantastic. Get out of it, it's not going to happen. You know why? Because you're so used to accepting negativity, not positivity. That's why you can't give. But we were taught at school, it's dead simple. Don't you remember we were taught at school, when you got 6 oranges, right, you can only give 6 oranges. If you've got 3 oranges, you can't give 6 oranges. What you like at receiving. Because you know what? I'm giving. I've flown here just to give. I get paid big bucks in the corporate world to do what I'm doing now. Big bucks I get paid for doing this now. I'm getting nothing for today, I'm giving. I'm part of the team as well. I just think it's a brilliant opportunity. I use it. People love the messages I put out. So I put one out the other day, within an hour 126 people had read it. I'll tell you how it's going to work with me. I don't know if you've ever heard of a message going viral. Have you ever heard that? What happens is you put something out and it's so good, everyone passes it. I'm going to do this sort of thing and put it on video and start chucking it out there, get it around the world. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to track the business. Paul was saying, I don't need to chase it. You know, I've done that. I'm a highly successful person. Oh, and while we're on it, can we put one of the pictures up? What's this? That's me! Someone said once, is that really you? That's me about sort of 18 years ago. Not wind up. Someone said, did you stick your face on it or what? Multi-millionaire, not one Ferrari. You know people say get a Ferrari. Can we put the other one up? There's some of the cars. Look, that Porsche cost £350,000. What's that? Nearly $1 million. There's only 500 made in the world. I collected them, he says, what I did. Can we put those off now? That's me in my previous life. By the way, I always tell this one, I like this one. The College of Psychic Studies in London approached me and Mr. Wilkons, we've heard you're a very good speaker. I wondered if you would speak to us at the College of Psychic Studies. Well, they do all the esoteric stuff. I'm very interested. So I said, yeah, of course I'll do it. She said, well, Mr. Wilkons, what will you talk to me about? So I said, I'm going to call you back. What's it going to be about? I thought, I know. I've got a title. I rang about. She said, Mr. Wilkons, have you got the title? I said, yes, I have. She said, what's it called? I said, reincarnation. Why wait? Wake up, guys. If I could say, 2 words to you, wake up to who you really are. Most people are not in their own lives. They're not in their own lives. I did a talk last week, scary talk. 100 engineers, right? It's an aerospace company. They got me in, right? They're all sitting there, and the HR department, the people who bought me, said, they're a tough audience. We've been trying to get them out of their heads for a long time, and they're all sitting there like that. It's like, inspiring English to inspire. You know what? When I'm finished, and you asked this, there were people coming up to me with tears. 2 guys couldn't speak. They were speechless. They'd got tears in their eyes after I finished with them. After they'd realised who they really are. Do you know one of the exercises I did? We haven't got time today, it's a good one. I said, what I want you to do is go off into pairs. Now they're looking at me. And I said, because the thing is, you see, we're suffering with thin life syndrome. We're filling our lives with busyness. I told you I'm successful. I don't want to be busy. I don't want lots of money. I want a nice lifestyle and all those things. And we feel it, we don't know. And I said to these guys, you don't know the people that you work with. I said, break up into 2s. Tell the person that you're with, what's your first memory? And they looked at me and I said, tell them how your life started. What's the first thing that you can remember? And they all broke off into pairs. You should have heard the energy in the room. It was incredible. The woman from the HR department told Liz, said, in all the years we've been working with them, we've never seen so much energy. How did Richard do that? Anyway, 10 minutes later, they'd finished the exercise. And I said, put your hand up those of you who've never really stopped to consider in any detail what your first memory was, do you know what? It was half the people. Half the people have never stopped to consider how their life started. There'll be people in this room, I won't ask for a show of hands. We're not really in our own lives. Guys, one of the things that I did 15 years ago when I woke up, I got a job in a hospice, in the local hospice. Because dying people don't bullshit. And what happened in a hospice room? They don't need to, you see. No calculators, by the way, in the hospice. No scales. They weren't measuring the lives with those things. It was like a gentleman said this morning. It's about relationships. It's about people. You're the product. And do you know what I discovered in the hospice? There were more people that were smiling in the hospice than at the checkout in Tesco's. Yeah. See how many people nodded? About over half the people you nodded. You didn't go no. See, you know it. But what about you? How much are you into your own life? Answer me this question. It's a brilliant one. Why isn't it enough that you're not dead? I'm at an airport recently. I know some of you have heard this, but not everyone's heard it. So it's simple. I'm at an airport recently. This guy's obviously been on a sales training course. And he's on the watch counter, and I'm walking by, and he said, "Good evening, sir, and how is sir?" in a loud voice like that, and I stood on my heels and said, before he even finished, I went back and said, "Sir is amazing!" It was just like I'd shouted, "F off!" Because everybody's looking going, "Oh my God! How dare he be amazing!" Okay, pretty good, but amazing. So what are they doing now? Everyone in this airport, no one's buying anything. They're all pretending to buy something. They're listening to Why is he amazing? So his tone came completely down. He said, he said, why is so amazing? And I said, because I'm not dead. You could do this. Anyone could do this. You see, what we're saying, listen to our words. Am I good? Listen to what we're saying. Listen to this. Know what we say? Oh, your health's everything. Yeah, health's everything. I mean, is it really? Is your health everything? How often do you go up to your supermarket and you see people with, take the old trolleys going, "Tippity-doo-dah, and you say, "You seem happy." You say, "Yeah, my lungs are working today. Kidneys have never been better. My heart's never stopped beating in my whole life." How cool is that? How do I know 100% every single person in this room that your heart's never stopped beating? I'm not for a period of time, anyway. Because you're not dead! So of course it isn't enough. It isn't. This is what we're saying, you see. We're not really enough. We say your health's everything. Guys, if your health was everything, you would be the success that you want. And then when you see yourselves as successful and you go back to the sausage machine, you're approaching a business opportunity tomorrow in this amazing organisation and you're saying, "Buy from me, I'm a successful person. I won't buy from anyone that doesn't shine. I'm not interested." I look at their eyes and if the lights are not in, you know what my take is? Look, whatever you're trying to sell me, whatever your service is, whatever your product is, it ain't working for you, so why should it work for me? And they used to sell products. And I used to say to them, imagine going along someone and say, "Do you want to buy some of their product?"